Kate Middleton gives a heartfelt speech about the mental health of children, insisting this is something I really do care about.
My own journey into understanding the importance of early childhood actually started with adults and not with children. It was about prevention. I wanted to understand what more we could do to help prevent some of today's toughest social challenges, and what more we could do to help with the rising rates of poor mental health.
While many philanthropists are known for supporting various causes by donating large sums of money and making brief public appearances, Princess Catherine prefers to take a more practical approach. She endeavors to meet the people in person, speaking with them and offering the encouragement they need. Because of these personal encounters, there are many stories of children who almost gave up on life but began to smile again after a friendly, unexpected visit from the princess.
Kate Middleton made an appearance to open the redeveloped children's center at the hospital, and she was greeted by fans outside. One little girl gave her 2 stuffed bears.
What happened during these visits? What did she say to them? Join us as we explore some of these heartwarming stories and the many deeds of Catherine Middleton. Craig's big moment with the princess. Catherine Middleton is known for getting deeply involved in various charities, with many efforts focusing on children's mental health, early childhood development, and the family's well-being. Many of her initiatives highlight these commitments, such as the Royal Foundation for Early Childhood, aimed at helping parents and older people understand the importance of early childhood experiences. Unlike many philanthropists, Catherine is known for directly getting involved in humanitarian efforts as much as she can. This was made evident in January of 2018, when Catherine and her husband traveled to Coventry to catch up with royal appointments. Among these engagements were a visit to the city's cathedral, a renowned cafe built to provide work opportunities to recovering addicts, and Coventry University's new science and health building. Catherine and her husband were familiarizing themselves with the Positive Youth Foundation.
William and I are absolutely delighted to be with you here in Birmingham on World Mental Health Day for our Royal Foundation Youth Forum. William and I continue to be inspired to see young people, like you all here today, leading this charge.
An initiative formed to help young people get better careers and opportunities. It was then when they came across a little boy who looked sick. Upon seeing the boy, Catherine immediately got involved, walking over to him and handing over a sick bag. The boy's eyes widened as he saw the Princess of Wales gently placing her hands on him to make sure he felt better. Craig Skipper, the 10-year-old boy, had begun to feel sick after waiting 3 hours for Catherine and her husband to arrive. And when they did arrive, the child was looking tired, like was about to faint. Concerned about the young boy, Catherine bent down to talk to him. With concern in her eyes, she had gone to one of her bodyguards and returned with a brown paper bag for the boy. Thankfully, the boy didn't need it, as he felt better not long afterwards. To the Princess of Wales, this was just one encounter out of several, but to the young boy, this would be a moment he would never forget. Carol Flynn, a learning mentor at the nearby school, spoke about this, stating how Catherine took her time with Craig. It was obvious she was a mother. According to Flynn, she could almost see the love in her eyes at that point. This moment highlighted her instinctive caring nature for children, but it wasn't the only time something like this happened. Solving puzzles with the princess. Catherine's motherly nature was most apparent when she joined the pupils of St. John's Church of England Primary School in a craft lesson.
The Princess of Wales talked with young students about connecting with others and experiencing different feelings. She sat down with children from St. John's Church of England Primary School in Bethnal Green, London's East End, and joined them for a craft lesson.
She got to work with the children, solving puzzles and building blocks as she talked to them about mental health in the simplest words they could understand. As she worked with the children, she asked each of them how they coped with their emotions. The princess had supported the various charities that established the Children's Mental Health Week, a period set apart for different activities aimed at helping children achieve and enjoy complete mental and emotional well-being. This period was established in 2015, with a mandate for all week schools, families, and youth groups to get involved in the initiative. Catherine had shared her convictions about this multiple times, stating it as very good for emotional health and well-being. The princess stated she was a firm believer in giving children the tools needed for navigating the mental issues that come with growing up, and she demonstrated that in this encounter with the children. During the crafts lesson, a young boy told the princess how connecting helps him express how he feels to people around him.
The project we're working is connecting with others.
And why is that important, do you think?
Connecting releases our emotions to your other people that you care about.
Absolutely.
After the princess responded, another classmate spoke about how she coped with her strong feelings by taking deep breaths and drinking some water. When the session came to an end, Catherine encouraged the children to always express how they felt to those who cared about them, while asking others to do the same as well. Today, Princess Catherine is known for providing the funding needed to run several hospitals and caring homes. Among these centers is the Evelina London Children's Hospital, whose efforts in providing healthcare services to children and young adults have been praised by the royal family. As we shall see, each of her visits to these hospitals made headlines. Catherine's hospital visits and experiences. Perhaps the most notable of her visits to the Children's Hospital was in December 2018, when Catherine and her husband announced they would be patronizing the establishment moving forward. This brought smiles to the faces of many, and the event was marked by Catherine's interactions with the children receiving treatment. She showed great empathy to the little ones, putting them at ease at a time of great distress. She also spoke with some of them about their experiences by offering words of comfort and encouragement. Being very practical in interacting with children, Catherine took part in various activities. She joined them in making decorations and pictures, creating a peaceful atmosphere that lifted their little minds. After interacting with the children, Catherine took the time to speak with the hospital staff, appreciating them for their hard work and dedication to the young children. The Princess of Wales made her next visit in February 2019 to celebrate the hospital's 150th anniversary. As usual, she joined the children in making birthday cards for the hospital, bringing attention to the establishment's history, latest achievements, and ongoing efforts to help children across London and beyond. It was celebrated in grand style, and her next visit was scheduled for the following year, but something unexpected came up. As we all know, the pandemic of 2020 triggered a lot of restrictions around the world, and London was not an exception. So the princess had to adapt to the times by engaging with the hospital virtually. Wanting to provide comfort and entertainment at a difficult time, Catherine took part in a virtual storytelling session with the children watching from the hospital. She read stories from different books to the little ones as they listened with excitement. After that, she had a separate session with the hospital staff to discuss the challenges they had with the many restrictions that came with the pandemic. She encouraged them to keep pushing forward while expressing her gratitude, promising to keep supporting the hospital as she always had.
Over the last 9 months, the pandemic has been a worrying time for us all. We've experienced isolation, loss, and uncertainty. But in the midst of this crisis, we've also seen huge acts of kindness, generosity, and empathy.
Aside from this, Princess Catherine has also been a patron of East Anglia's children's hospices. Known to many as EACH, the charity offers care and support for children with life-threatening conditions, along with their families across East Anglia. She became the royal patron in 2012, early in her role as Princess of Wales. This decision was influenced by her natural interest in children's health and the well-being of the family. This act alone helped raise the profile of EACH, bringing greater awareness about what they do and its importance. Not long after doing this, Catherine opened the Treehouse, a new caring home for the terminally ill, in March of that same year. It was one of her first single engagements, and it marked the start of her direct involvement in charity. There, she met with the families of the children, showing great empathy and helping them feel heard and understood. She ended the occasion with a heartfelt speech, showing admiration for the children's courage while explaining the importance of the EACH initiative. However, royal patronage was not enough to build these caring homes and keep them running at full capacity. Enter the fundraising campaigns, an opportunity for people who admire the works of the organization to get involved by their contributions. Catherine's presence has played an active role in supporting these fundraising campaigns, using her platform to encourage participation among those interested. Along with these attempts was the famous Nook Appeal, which was launched in 2014. It was a major fundraising campaign put up to build a new caring home with the latest technologies in Norfolk. Thanks to her influence, the campaign was able to raise the £10 million needed for the project to work. She attended the celebration ceremony in 2015 and returned 4 years later to open the caring home, now named after the campaign, The Nook. What followed was numerous attendances at galas and private events to raise awareness of the initiative and her numerous personal visits to the caring homes. Often carried out privately, Catherine uses the chance to connect personally with some of the children, participating in various activities including music therapy sessions and outdoor activities. Many caregivers at the homes have told stories of how children had given up hope before having a private visit from the princess. Afterwards, they become inspired to fight for their lives with smiles on their faces. For the parents whose children had the most terminal cases, Catherine offered a listening ear, doing the least she could do so they could at least feel heard and supported to the bitter end.
She was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed.
Let's take a look at the intriguing and controversial life of King Charles, a prominent figure in the British royal family, as Kayleigh McEnany unveils a comprehensive exposé on his secrets, scandals, and untold stories. This revealing narrative also sheds light on the journey of his current queen consort, Camilla Parker Bowles. From the early days of Camilla's romance with Prince Charles, through years of public scrutiny and scandal, to her eventual acceptance into the royal fold, we explore every detail of their complex relationship. Discover how a single phone call almost brought down the British monarchy, and how a secret love affair existed long before Princess Diana came into the picture. Get ready to delve into the hidden truths behind the headlines, as we examine how Camilla transformed from one of the most reviled women in Britain to queen consort. This story spans decades and includes some of the most shocking moments in royal history, as revealed by Kayleigh McEnany. Starting from the beginning, we follow the current queen consort, Camilla Parker Bowles, and King Charles as they navigate their new roles amidst ongoing public scrutiny. Their relationship has been anything but smooth, marked by scandal and controversy, notably during Charles's marriage to Princess Diana. However, the revelations didn't stop there. Uncover the secret Queen Camilla revealed about King Charles, and explore the royal love story that intertwines Charles, Camilla, and Diana, adding layers of intrigue to this narrative that mirrors a fairy tale with its unexpected twists and turns. On a breezy afternoon in 1970, during a polo match at Windsor Great Park, Charles encountered Camilla. She broke the ice by mentioning that her great-grandmother had been the mistress of Charles's great-great-grandfather, highlighting their shared history. It's quite an introduction. Historians suggest they may have been introduced by a mutual friend, Lucia Santa Cruz, but regardless of how it happened, sparks flew, and they began dating. Their bond was genuine, marked by real happiness and togetherness. However, their romance was interrupted when Charles was sent to serve in the Royal Navy. During their time apart, Camilla made a pivotal decision and married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973, a man who had once dated Charles's sister, Princess Anne. Despite her marriage, Camilla and Charles maintained their connection, with Charles even becoming the godfather to Camilla's son Tom. Rumor has it that Charles made a last-minute attempt to stop Camilla's wedding. Imagine the heartache of watching someone you love marry another. Before Diana entered the scene, Charles had a brief romance with her sister, Sarah Spencer, in 1977. This relationship ended when Sarah overshared with the press, but she played a crucial role in introducing Charles to her younger sister, Diana, at Althorpe House during a pheasant hunt. This introduction set the stage for Charles and Diana's relationship. Charles's relationship with Diana was heavily influenced by royal expectations. By the late 1970s, he was under pressure to find a suitable wife, and Diana, young and seemingly perfect for the role of a princess, fit the bill. Despite this, Charles's heart always seemed to be drawn to Camilla. Their early days were filled with joy, a stark contrast to the challenges that lay ahead for Charles. The impact of Charles's first love with Camilla was profound, enduring through the years. Camilla would later reveal the full truth about Charles. But before we get to that revelation, let's delve deeper into Charles and Diana's story, from teenage crush to royal partnership. Their early days were filled with charming but awkward moments. In November 1977, Diana, a 16-year-old schoolgirl, met 28-year-old Charles, a prominent royal figure, at Althorp. Thanks to her sister Sarah, who had once dated Charles, the dinner was buzzing with excitement when the prince arrived. Diana made a lasting impression with her lively personality, catching Charles's attention. He even asked her for a dance after dinner, marking their first formal meeting. In 1978, Diana found herself amid the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, attending Charles's 30th birthday celebration. This event, filled with royalty and elite figures, was a world Diana, still a teenager, had to navigate. Their next notable meeting occurred 2 years later, in 1980, at a friend's house party. During this time, Charles was deeply affected by the tragic loss of Lord Mountbatten. Diana's empathy and kind words touched Charles profoundly. She noticed his sadness and told him he shouldn't be lonely and deserved someone to care for him. This genuine moment of compassion brought them closer, revealing a side of Diana that Charles hadn't fully seen before. Diana's popularity with the public soared, endearing her to the British people with her genuine warmth and relatability. This increasing public admiration added strain to her already challenging marriage with Charles. The constant media spotlight created a fishbowl existence for Diana, where every move was scrutinized and every gesture analyzed. Despite the glamour and prestige of her position, Diana's life was far from a fairy tale, filled with personal struggles and a relentless quest for privacy and normalcy for herself and her children. Her journey was marked by immense personal growth and resilience, even as she sought to find her own identity within the strict confines of royal expectations. Later that year, Diana received an invitation to the royal family's Balmoral estate. This visit was significant, almost like an audition for royal approval. Diana fit in effortlessly, charming everyone with her natural ease, and even learning to fish with Charles. The paparazzi quickly caught on to their growing relationship, and Diana became a media sensation. They were particularly captivated by a photo of her at her kindergarten job, which inadvertently revealed more than intended due to the sunlight behind her skirt. Charles's comment about Diana's legs being spectacular indicated a shift in their relationship to something more personal and less formal. By January 1981, with the media frenzy at its peak, Prince Philip decided it was time for Charles to make a decision. He sent a letter to Charles, urging him to either propose to Diana or end their relationship to protect her reputation. Charles took this as a royal mandate, leading to a proposal and what would become the wedding of the century. On February 6, 1981, Charles proposed to Diana, and she accepted. This royal engagement was a major event, filled with immense pressure and expectations. A few weeks after the proposal, the couple gave a televised interview. It was charming until a seemingly simple question cast a shadow over their happy news. When asked if they were in love, Diana immediately said yes, but Charles's ambiguous response about what being in love meant raised some eyebrows. At the time, this was perhaps seen as typical royal reserve. On July 29, 1981, the highly anticipated royal wedding took place at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, drawing an estimated 750 million viewers worldwide. Diana, stunning in an ivory silk gown with a 25-foot train, the longest ever worn by a British royal bride, exuded elegance despite her visible nerves, which led her to mistakenly call Charles by the wrong name during their vows. The wedding's splendor was undeniable, yet hints of underlying challenges and pressures were present from the beginning. Remarkably, Diana and Charles had only met 13 times before his proposal. Imagine committing to marriage after so few encounters. Their honeymoon, expected to be filled with romance and joy, turned out to be far from idyllic. Instead of basking in newlywed bliss, the couple spent time reading books by Charles's favorite author, Lawrence van der Post. Diana later revealed in taped interviews for a biography that her hopes had already faded by the second day of the honeymoon. She felt exhausted and emotionally drained. Not from happiness, but from the immense pressure of adapting to her new royal role. In retrospect, both the engagement and wedding were grand yet bittersweet events, marked by celebration and underlying struggles, with millions witnessing only the surface glitter, unaware of the deeper challenges. Despite their history, Camilla attended the royal wedding, likely due to her husband, Andrew Parker Bowles's position as the commanding officer of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. At this time, both Charles and Camilla were married to others, and it seemed their romantic involvement had ended.
I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody except the Queen being there.
In a shocking turn of events, tensions have reportedly flared within the royal household, with King Charles allegedly delivering a harsh reprimand to Queen Camilla, sparking an unexpected reaction. Sources close to the palace reveal that this confrontation may have stemmed from a recent disagreement on a sensitive matter within the monarchy, leading to a rift between the royal couple. Camilla, known for her resilience, was visibly shaken by Charles's words, and insiders suggest that she had a rare public outburst that left those around her stunned. This latest episode hints at underlying issues between Charles and Camilla, and while the royal family typically handles disputes in private, this incident has fueled fresh speculations about growing discord. The royal couple's public image has always emphasized unity, but this incident raises questions about the stability and cohesion within the royal household. Queen Camilla's life within the royal family has been marked by transformation, dedication, and public intrigue that have defined her journey from a figure surrounded by controversy to a respected royal. Her role as the Queen Consort of King Charles III places her in a unique position within the British monarchy, a position that carries immense responsibility and influence, as well as expectations that she continues to reshape. Camilla's role in the royal family has evolved over the years, particularly as she transitioned from Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort. Early on, her presence was often met with public skepticism, but she steadily became a committed and reliable figure beside Charles. Camilla has embraced her role with a focus on philanthropy, supporting numerous causes, and making a real difference in communities across the United Kingdom. From championing issues related to literacy, health, and domestic violence to supporting the arts, her work emphasizes connection and empathy. Many people have come to see Camilla as a grounded, relatable royal, often using her position to give a voice to issues that might otherwise remain in the shadows. One of her most prominent initiatives has been in the area of literacy and education, a cause she is deeply passionate about. Camilla founded the Reading Room, an online platform that celebrates literature and encourages readers to come together. The initiative has grown immensely popular, with readers around the world engaging in discussions, following Camilla's personal book recommendations, and participating in live author events. Her dedication to this cause shows her commitment to leaving a meaningful legacy, one that promotes the enrichment of minds and the encouragement of lifelong learning. Camilla's role in championing health issues is also significant. She has worked with organizations that promote awareness of osteoporosis, a disease that affected her mother and grandmother. Through her personal experiences, she has been able to bring greater attention to the disease and encourage people to seek support and treatment. Her advocacy extends beyond physical health. She is also a vocal supporter of mental health initiatives, particularly for young people and victims of domestic abuse. In collaboration with various organizations, Camilla works to remove the stigma associated with mental health issues and create safe spaces for those in need. Her efforts in this area have gained substantial recognition, and she has been credited with helping to shift public perception on these critical topics. Engagement with the public is central to Camilla's role as Queen Consort. Unlike other royals who may sometimes appear distant or aloof, Camilla's interactions often carry a warmth and sincerity that resonates with those she meets. She frequently attends events where she listens to people's stories, offering comfort and showing genuine interest in their lives. This approach has helped her build a reputation as a people's queen, of sorts, someone who cares about the struggles and joys of ordinary people. Whether visiting community centers, schools, or hospitals, Camilla always makes an effort to connect on a personal level, which has helped endear her to many and shift public opinion over time. Despite her strong presence and positive contributions, Camilla is no stranger to rumors and speculation. particularly regarding her relationship with King Charles and her role within the family. From the early days of her relationship with Charles, she has been a focal point of media attention, often portrayed in unflattering ways that cast a shadow over her public image. Rumors surrounding her influence on the king, as well as her relationships with other royal family members, continue to surface from time to time. While these stories are frequently exaggerated or unfounded, they reflect the challenges she faces in maintaining her reputation in the public eye. One recurring rumor is that Camilla wields a significant amount of influence over King Charles. Some speculate that she is a key advisor to him, particularly on issues related to modernizing the monarchy. While the extent of her influence is not publicly known, it is likely that, as his closest confidant, she does provide insight and support that helps guide his decisions. Their relationship, forged over many years and many challenges, is built on mutual respect, and it's understandable that Charles might value her perspective. Still, the notion that Camilla could influence policy decisions or the monarchy's future is often blown out of proportion by tabloids eager to stir up controversy. In addition to questions about her influence, Camilla's relationship with other members of the royal family is another area of interest and speculation. While there have been reports of tension between her and other royals, especially in the early years of her marriage to Charles, insiders suggest that these relationships have evolved over time. Camilla has reportedly made efforts to build rapport with the younger generation of royals, including Prince William and Prince Harry. While the dynamics within the family are complex and often strained by public expectations and media pressure, it appears that Camilla is generally well regarded and respected by her extended family members. Looking ahead, Camilla's future as queen consort promises both challenges and opportunities. As the monarchy adapts to the demands of a rapidly changing world, Camilla will play a crucial role in shaping its direction and relevance. Her focus on social issues, coupled with her approachable demeanor, positions her as a bridge between the traditional aspects of the monarchy and the progressive values that many people, particularly younger generations, wish to see embraced by the royal family. Her ability to connect with the public and her willingness to engage on difficult topics suggest that she will continue to be an important figure in the monarchy's public outreach. One potential challenge for Camilla moving forward is navigating the scrutiny that inevitably comes with her role. As queen consort, every aspect of her life is subject to public analysis, and even small missteps can become major talking points. However, her experience over the years has equipped her to handle criticism with grace and resilience. Camilla's approach to public life is less about perfection and more about authenticity. She understands that connecting with people sometimes means showing vulnerability and acknowledging imperfections. Another area where Camilla could make a lasting impact is in the modernization of royal traditions. While King Charles is known for his interest in environmentalism and the arts, Camilla's focus on social issues and her relatively progressive approach to her role could encourage the monarchy to adapt to contemporary values. This includes promoting greater inclusivity within the institution and expanding the monarchy's involvement in issues like mental health and domestic abuse. By aligning the monarchy with causes that resonate with modern audiences, Camilla can help ensure its relevance and importance in the years to come. Ultimately, Camilla's journey as queen consort is one of reinvention and resilience. She has proven that, despite initial opposition and ongoing rumors, it is possible to carve out a meaningful role within one of the world's most scrutinized institutions. Her engagement with people, commitment to social causes, and down-to-earth personality have earned her a level of respect that seemed unlikely in the past. Today, Camilla stands not only as King Charles's partner, but as a figure of her own making. A queen consort who has redefined her position through dedication and kindness. As she continues her work, the legacy she builds will reflect her unique approach to the role. Whether through her support for literacy, health awareness, or the various other causes she champions, Camilla is leaving an indelible mark on the royal family. While questions about her influence and relationships will likely persist, her actions speak louder than any rumors. By staying true to her values and remaining committed to making a positive impact, Queen Camilla is securing her place in the future of the monarchy, shaping it in a way that reflects both tradition and progress. Queen Camilla's importance in the royal family continues to deepen, often blending tradition with her own style. Initially viewed as a controversial figure, she's become instrumental in bolstering the monarchy's public image, especially after her official title of Queen Consort became Queen following King Charles's ascension. Her approach is practical, direct, and she's committed to supporting various charitable initiatives, from causes like osteoporosis awareness, something she has long been passionate about, to promoting literacy and tackling domestic violence. These efforts have not only redefined her role, but have also increased her popularity over the years. In terms of future moves, Camilla is likely to continue modernizing and streamlining the royal presence. Unlike past consorts who largely stayed out of the limelight, she appears ready to step into a more vocal, public-facing role, possibly championing mental health or other contemporary issues facing younger generations. Her next steps may also involve engaging with international audiences, subtly shaping foreign relations through diplomatic visits and partnerships. Everything changed on February 10, 2005, when Charles and Camilla announced their engagement, a moment that captured headlines and public interest. Camilla humorously shared that Charles had indeed gotten down on one knee to propose. The engagement was warmly welcomed by the royal family, with William and Harry expressing their happiness for the couple. The wedding, held on April 9, 2005, at Windsor Guildhall, was a modest affair. They chose a simple ceremony with close family and friends, foregoing the typical grandeur of a royal wedding. The Queen did not attend the ceremony, but joined the couple for the blessing at St. George's Chapel afterward. In the wake of Diana's death in 1997, Charles and Camilla found their romance rekindled amidst public mourning and media scrutiny. This period was fraught with challenges as they sought acceptance. In 1998, a teenage Prince William had an uncomfortable meeting with Camilla at St. James's Palace, a crucial step in her gradual introduction to the royal family. Initial interactions over lunches and teas were awkward but necessary. Queen Elizabeth II was initially resistant to Camilla, dubbing her "that wicked woman." However, by 2000, her stance softened, and she dined with Charles and Camilla, subtly signaling her approval. Public appearances followed, with a significant one in January 1999 at a birthday party for Camilla's sister. Arriving separately but leaving together, Charles and Camilla's public outing created a media storm, paving the way for Camilla's acceptance. By the Queen Mother's funeral in 2002, Camilla stood by Charles, solidifying her role as his partner. She also embarked on her first solo public engagement that year, a critical move in her royal journey. By 2003, Charles and Camilla had moved in together at Clarence House, signifying their serious commitment. On February 10, 2005, Charles and Camilla announced their engagement, a moment of public and media excitement. Camilla shared that Charles had indeed proposed on one knee. The engagement was warmly received by the family, with William and Harry expressing their support. The wedding on April 9, 2005, at Windsor Guildhall was understated and intimate, attended by close family and friends. The Queen skipped the ceremony but attended the subsequent blessing at St. George's Chapel, showing her support. The journey of Charles and Camilla, marked by rekindled love, public scrutiny, and gradual acceptance, culminated in a modest yet meaningful wedding, symbolizing a new beginning for the couple. From scandal to crown, when Queen Elizabeth II passed away, the dynamics of the British monarchy underwent a significant transformation. Charles ascended the throne as King Charles III, and in a surprising twist, Camilla was named Queen Consort. This development was unexpected, especially considering Queen Elizabeth's initial reluctance to accept Camilla. Over the years, however, Camilla proved her loyalty and dedication, eventually earning the Queen's endorsement in a heartfelt message. This endorsement, which seemed unthinkable decades ago, marked a dramatic shift in the royal narrative, turning Camilla from a figure of skepticism into a respected pillar of the monarchy. The late Queen's public blessing underscored Camilla's journey and emphasized her commitment to the crown, encouraging others to support Charles and Camilla as they had supported her. The question of why Charles married Diana when his heart belonged to Camilla lingered in the minds of many. This dilemma highlighted the conflict between royal duties and personal happiness. Diana, trapped in a loveless marriage, suffered immensely, enduring years of emotional distress. Charles's marriage to Diana despite his enduring love for Camilla, underscored the immense pressure and expectations placed on royal family members to prioritize duty over personal desire, often leading to profound personal sacrifices. The Tampon Gate scandal. One of the most notorious scandals in royal history erupted when details of a private phone conversation between Charles and Camilla from 1989 were leaked. Dubbed Tampon Gate, or Camilla Gate, this scandal was not just typical tabloid fare. It was a royal catastrophe. At the time of the call, both Charles and Camilla were married to other people. The conversation, however, was anything but ordinary, with Charles expressing a desire to be reincarnated as Camilla's tampon, a bizarrely intimate statement that somehow became public. This scandalous exchange made headlines under the sensational title, Charles and Camilla, the Tape. The People newspaper published a full transcript of their 6-minute conversation, and to add to the humiliation, audio of the conversation was also released. The release of such a private and intimate conversation raised questions about who might be responsible for the leak.
You've been on his private plane.
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island.
Yes.
Chaos erupts within the British royal family as Prince Andrew, Prince William, and